It is exceedingly rare I get the opportunity to talk about something that is so very near and dear to my heart. Well, two things. Metal music. I love metal. Listen to metal every single day when I go out for a run. And no, also, my love of Motorhead, Lemmy specifically, is something that I've never been able to bring up. I don't think. I'm sure I've probably made allusions to it, but I love Motorhead. And I'm not just talking about, oh, I've heard Ace of Spades before. No, no, no. My favorite Motorhead album, Kiss of Death. You probably don't know it. That's totally fine. It is great. Sucker's fantastic. One Night Stand. Christine. That entire album is a banger. If I could only have access to one band's catalog while I'm out stranded on a desert island for the rest of my days, it would be Motorhead. It's not necessarily the band that I would put as my favorite. I jostle between the Stones, Judas Priest, except newer additions would include Sabaton and Powerwolf, but Motorhead's always in that mix. I love Motorhead, and it's one of those gigantic regrets. I don't know if regret's a proper term for this, but it's one of those things that I am going to miss out for my life, that I never had the opportunity to see them in concert. There's a very short list of bands and acts that I want to see in concert, and Motorhead was probably right there at the top, but rest in peace, Lemmy. And he continues to be the most metal man to have ever existed. Because just look at this story, man, okay? Ashes of the late Motorhead star Lemmy are scattered at a festival in Germany. Again, I would love, if this is Wacken, I want to go to Wacken one day. If the lineup's right and I have an opportunity to go, I want to go there. Don't know if that's what we're going to be talking about, but I sure as hell hope so. Because the German metal scene, that's about the only thing redeemable about Germany in today's day and age. And Placed Inside Bullets, again, this quintessential Lemmy. This is why I love this story and Motorhead so much. Have I got that across enough yet? Anyways, Inside Bullets to be sent to his loved ones. Dude, I've got a new life goal when it comes to my eventual demise. I kind of want the Lemmy treatment like that. Some of Motorhead legend Lemmy Kilmister, you put some proper respect on that name, goddammit. Ashes have been scattered at Germany's Wacken Open Air Festival. Yeah, you love it. It's part of the metal festival's Lemmy Forever Memorial honoring the late music legend. He has been spread across the grounds of the event village in Schweizweg-Holstein, where the Ace of Spades rocker played countless times. My God, how many times were they at Wacken? I think like a half dozen times. Yeah, the stuff I remember. Oh man, that was oof. Even still, I'm getting chills because I remember exactly where I was, what job I was working when I heard the story of Lemmy's death after a very, very, very short, very aggressive battle with cancer. What was it? He was diagnosed, or at least he came public with it in mid-December, and he ultimately shuffled off of this mortal coil December 28th, 2015, at age 70, just 2 days after he was diagnosed with cancer. Okay, so it was that quick. He was diagnosed on Boxing Day, and then he passed on the 28th. Unbelievable, man. I don't get shook by celebrity deaths often, but there's two of them that I remember. Roy Halladay, my favorite baseball player, when a word came out that he crashed his plane. I remember exactly where I was on that one, and same goes with Lemmy. Festival's co-organizer Thomas Jensen said, Lemmy coming back to Wacken is an enormous honor for us. Words can hardly express how enormous. It really is, man. Like, if you don't know the metal scene, it's like there's Lemmy and everybody else. Rob Halford maybe is up there as well. I would probably say Rob Halford, Lemmy, Dio. Oh God, there's only one of those guys left. Fuck's sakes, please stay well, please. I'm thankful I did get to see Judas Priest. Final concert that I've seen, summer of 2019. Fucking banger, would recommend. We will create a place of remembrance for him that does justice to his significance for the entire genre and beyond. I would just have the Lemmy stage now at Wacken going forward. Just saying. You will never be that cool. Okay, Motorhead Mark IV right there, yeah. Mickey D, one of the best drummers, not just ever, not just touring. Okay, you want to hear his bona fides? Check out Motorhead's final album that came out in 2015. I guess that would have came out in 2016, early 2016. Bad Magic. I'll put you on to When the Sky Comes Looking for You. It's fantastic. It's one of Motorhead's best songs and one and shoot out all of the lights. It just shows you how amazing Mikkey D is, and shout out to Phil Campbell. Mikkey D is currently the drummer for the Scorpions, so good on him for getting paid and playing with another bitchin' band, and wish I knew off the top of my head where Phil Campbell's at, but more recently, and I did a quick reaction to it on my Rumble stream, one of the Rumble streams from a few months back, but when Sabaton did a cover of 1916, very good, exceptionally a good cover of that as well. Little cameos from Phil and Mikkey D were in there as well as holding up a picture of Lemmy, and yeah, it's great stuff. It's great stuff. I'm glad that they're still alive and kicking because, yeah, they represent Motorhead as well as any of the former members of the band did as well. There's always been a special connection between Motorhead and Wacken Open Air. Hardly any bands have played here more often. The fact that the journey also ends here will forever hold a special meaning. The group's manager, Todd Singerman, added, Wacken is one of Lemmy's dearest homes, and we're delighted he is here in this place forever. He was a man of the people. He really, you know what? Hey, man, you want to hear some inspiring stuff? Just go and watch an old Lemmy interview. If he had a good subject, okay, if he had a good interview, sometimes he was a little bit tough, but especially when he was answering questions, man, like he was one of a kind. He was one of a kind. And as such, he lived in many places around the world. It's our aim to allow him to rest permanently in all of our homes globally and allow his fans worldwide to have a place close to them where they can both pay respects and celebrate his enormous continuing legacy and influence. Lemmy's surviving bandmates Phil Campbell and Mikkey D are leading a series of tributes to the former Hawkwind rocker in a long-running festival. Oh, that's amazing. I got to check that out, which is one of the biggest in the world. No, it's really amazing, and so many of the performances are cataloged on their YouTube channel. Please, I implore you, if you're a fan of metal and any of your favorite bands have performed at that festival, please check it out. It's a treat to watch. The Overkill Rockers, Ashes, just say my personal favorite Motorhead song, Bomber. I kind of a little bit hack, but it's tremendous. They're not going to make reference to it, so fuck it, I'll shout it out. Ashes have already been used to create tattoos for Motorhead's tour manager and production assistant. Again, that's fucking metal. I don't have tattoos. I'm never going to get a tattoo, but that's still, game recognizes game on that one. It was the musician's request before his death that his remains to be placed inside of bullets and sent to his loved ones. That's quintessential Lemmy. You will never be as cool as Lemmy Kilmister. And in 2021, crew members Eddie Roca and Emma Cederbland shared a video of them getting a permanent tribute to their late friend. God, I'd love to play that, but I'll have a link to this article. Feel free to go through it. But yo, I want one. I want one so bad. The clip began with the caption, some of Lemmy's ashes were shared with family and close friends. The bullets were shown before a powdery residues being slipped into the ink to create the portrait of the musician for Eddie's leg and the band's iconic spade emblem for Emma. That's what you got to do. Former MTV Headbangers ball host Riki Rachtman, I was the first to share the golden bullet he received engraved with Lemmy's name earlier that year. He captioned the post on Twitter, before his death, Lemmy asked for his ashes to be put into some bullets and handed out to his closest friends. Today, I received a bullet that literally brought to tears. Thank you, at my Motorhead. Yeah, man. Even after he's gone, even 8 years, Christ almighty, it's almost 8 years after his passing. Nobody has even come close to being as metal in death, or rather in life, as Lemmy currently is in death. Rest in peace, as always. And if you haven't taken the opportunity to dive deeper into Motorhead than just their simple hits of Overkill, Ace of Spades, or Hellraiser, I don't care. You owe it to yourself as a fan of rock, as a fan of metal, hell, as a fan of music. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.